The 2021 Spirit Award internal community focus raises up creative, innovative efforts that respond to a need among residents, patients, or associates in the last 2 years. All communities continue to offer incredible service by our associates during the most challenging circumstances of our times. In this presentation, we will lift up all the efforts that were submitted for this Spirit Award. Within Benedictine Living Community Crookston, one simple but uplifting mission throughout the pandemic was to bring smiles to their residents. This included window visits by, but of course, horses. Window-to-window blessings by the local Catholic priest. Some puppy love. Impromptu caroling of Silent Night during dinner by the community. And many other different initiatives to spread some cheer inside those walls.
Throughout the challenges and changes in our Dickinson living community, a good deal of energy was spent boosting associate morale. Zero brand candy bars were distributed to celebrate zero positive testing results. Stress relief goodie bags, Dove candies celebrating the Feast of St. Scholastica, Easter baskets of candy, a Cinco de Mayo goodie bag, ice cream truck, and a baked potato bar, and a list of other gestures in which associates in Dickinson felt seen and cared for.
Many of the associates in Duluth are working students, and some of them were graduating. During the pandemic, most of the graduates were not offered an actual graduation ceremony at their high school or college. Not about to let the accomplishments go unnoticed, Duluth associates planned an in-house ceremony complete with some pomp and circumstance that included parades through the hallways and speeches from the residents.
Let's raise a toast to Benedictine Living Community Garrison. At the height of the pandemic, the neighbors, as the residents are known, were treated with, get ready for this, Booze and Tattoos Day. Beer, mimosas, and wine were provided. One neighbor requested and was duly blessed with some Scotch whiskey. While they enjoyed their beverages, they also got inked. We should note that the tattoos were only temporary.
There's a whole cast of characters at Serenity Humboldt who deserve our attention, but there's one associate who actually played a cast of characters during the pandemic who is to be celebrated as well. Angie Williams, Humboldt's wellness director, literally went beyond herself to lift spirits. That is, she became a leprechaun on St. Patrick's Day, Mrs. Claus at Christmas, and she even disguised herself as an elderly woman whom some residents thought was actually a new resident. On these occasions and many more, Angie handed out treats and gifts. She helped keep that community together during a really tough year.
Speaking of a cast of characters, Serenity Marian Associates brought some springtime joy to residents. On May Day, some popular insects pollinated some joy and laughter during a time of difficult isolation. And at Easter, a couple characters went door to door distributing Easter egg goodies and cards of endearment from children from the wider community.
So what use to a senior living community is an old water tank from a farm? In Owatonna, some good use actually. In both 2020 and 2021, they brought the tank over, filled it with well water, and then the final touch, more than 50 trout were added to the makeshift pond. Once residents caught all the fish, volunteers filleted and grilled the trout, and residents dined on a full shore lunch. Pandemic or not, it has now become an annual event.
For some years, associates from Benedictine Living Community Red Wing have provided the local Meals on Wheels program to many Red Wing homebound citizens. But when people in Red Wing learned that the Benedictine associates couldn't do this during the pandemic, they flooded the phone lines to offer their assistance. More than enough drivers volunteered to keep the meals flowing through the duration of the pandemic.
Thanks to a beautiful partnership between a nearby florist shop and the Rochester area Thrivent Insurance Agency, all residents at all 3 Benedictine area senior communities received a beautiful plant in time for Christmas. approximately 500 residents were given a plant. Kudos to all involved in raising and giving funds for this holiday cheer.
Serenity White Bear Lake wants to lift up their wellness coach, Dana Hughes, who teaches art classes to long-term care residents. During the pandemic, Dana took those classes room to room for one-on-one instruction. Her passion to inspire residents to make beautiful art is so evident in the actual art pieces those residents produced. Family members have shared what a treasure those art pieces are, even after their loved ones have passed away. Thank you, Dana, for sharing your gift and your passion.